Okay, everybody. Today we have a review for DC Sideways, which is part of their new Age of Heroes lineup. Which initially I thought was gonna be which initially when I first read it or read the announcement or whatever, I thought it was like, oh, here we go, some more gimmicky, event type stuff. But after I thought about it for a little while, I like the idea actually. I like that they're trying to actually make new characters and not just piggyback off of their old characters that they have complete control over. Like I'm kind of glad they're not just. I mean, they're still gonna do it, but I'm kind of glad they have some new characters that they can play with all the diversity and all the new ideas they want to do, instead of just trying to turn Wonder Woman into a Muslim man or whatever. Whatever they come up with next. So anyway, so this is Sideways #1. I actually really enjoyed this. I just like to I like to throw that out there real quick. I enjoyed this book a lot actually. It's definitely got some similarities to Spider-Man. You'll probably see that a lot. You'll probably hear that in comments and stuff because the costume. First of all, the costume is kind of similar. It's a full body outfit. It's got the full face mask. It's very skin tight looking. It just screams Spider-Man. It screams like blue Spider-Man. But power set's totally different. But there are some other similarities within the character himself. Like this character is a young like teenager that's kind of a nerd, geek or whatever you want to call it, and he does have. And also another similarity he has is that he also starts off during this issue he starts off trying to be famous. He's trying to go viral with some YouTube videos, and he's not really worried too much about being a superhero. At least that's not what I picked up from the issue. But besides those similarities to Spider-Man, which is not a bad thing, because I mean, Spider-Man's a pretty awesome, freaking awesome character, so that's not the worst thing to draw inspiration from. But overall, and it's kind of cool. They got this big old freaking I don't even know what you call this, pin up or whatever. It's pretty cool. Let's see if I can get it open with just one hand. But yeah, pretty cool. It's basically like a lineup of all the new characters. That's cool. The art itself is not. I like the art. It's a little weird. It's not something I'm entirely used to, but I like it. Like I like all the attention to small details. Like look at this frame right here. All these little toys that she has. This girl has in her bedroom is kind of interesting. All this stuff over here, like it even looks like there's a damn gun in a holster right there. I don't know exactly what that's about. Because we really don't find out anything about this character. And that's another thing I like about this issue is that it just throws you straight in. Like you get an origin by the end of this issue. You do get an origin story, but it's sprinkled in as it goes. It doesn't start that way. It starts with him already. As you can see, it's like the first page of the issue, and it already starts with his costume on. It starts with his power. He already has his powers. He's already got his little sidekick or girl in the chair, I guess you could say, because she looks like she's a hardcore gamer. With all this stuff laying around everywhere, the gaming chair and all that. It also looks like she's in the cosplay. So I just like the attention to detail. You can really pick up a lot of stuff about the character from her room in these panels. The art itself, though, I'm not a huge fan of the way this person draws people. I don't know. I just don't really like the way the people look. But I do like the way a lot of the details look, a lot of the things in the background, the objects. I do like the way that looks. I do like the kind of like the color scheme too. It's not like super vibrant, but it is definitely you notice it. But yes, I don't want to get too much into the actual story of the issue, in case you guys actually want to read this. But I will say that I actually enjoyed this book. I thought it was fun. I thought it was kind of fresh. The power set's interesting. He basically makes portals. He can basically go through portals or rifts or whatever. And I kind of like that it ties in kind of vaguely to Dark Knight's Metal. But I've never read any Dark Knight's Metal, which is fine because you don't need to. It's not that important, but his origin comes from that event, which I thought was kind of cool. That it was kind of that the event actually has some, effects to other stories in this universe. The issue does end with a pretty cool little cliffhanger. Pretty interesting. I won't get into that too much, but overall, I enjoyed the issue. I thought it was nice, fresh kind of ideas thrown in. The character has a lot of energy. They're definitely going for the younger appeal, with all the, the texting and stuff like that, and the YouTube viral, stuff like that. Not really a whole lot else I want to say about this one right now. there's not really a whole lot of action in this, but it definitely flows at a good pace. Like I said before, they don't just throw the origin story down your throat at the beginning of the book. They definitely kind of ease their way into it. There's small details, like small things that people say that relate to the origin, through conversation, and it actually feels like it's organic, like it feels like they would be saying that normally. So I did appreciate that. I don't really care for a first issue full of expedition, or however you say it. But yeah, definitely an interesting first issue. Check it out. It's only $2.99, so it's actually kind of cheap for a DC comic book. So yeah, check it out. Give some love to Sideways, the newest Age of Heroes character.